You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's Smash After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Smash After Show.
Hey everybody, Bing is for doing, and we are here doing another AFTERBUZZ for Smash Season 1, Episode 14, the penultimate episode of the series previews. I am Tamara Berg. I'm joined in studio by Kristin Carole.
Hi guys.
Also by Kendra Kabasele.
Hello.
And Sarah Mendoza.
Hello everybody.
Okay, ladies, let's just get into it. This was a very juicy episode.
Smash is back.
I know, right?
This is what we've been waiting
Just
for.
in time for the finale, right?
I know, and we only have one episode left, finally.
I know, we're going to just be crushed in a week. It's going to be terrible.
smashed.
Does anybody know when the next season is going to roll out?
I know.
Well, it was
right?
now
Drug addict.
I'm going to have withdrawals after this.
We'll just have to pick up another show. It'll be fine. TV doesn't end next week. Just Smash ends.
But then I'm going to have Tammy, Kendra, and Kristin withdrawals. If I don't
Well,
see you guys
We'll
every
have a
week.
figure
conference
something out
call
then.
every week.
And Ronnie Jr. in the booth. We're going to miss him on Monday nights.
First thing we need to talk about is the nudity. I got a lovely tweet this morning. This is what I woke up to. I just want to say it was Dev naked.
Whoa.
Be better if Ivy wasn't there.
I know. Well, we can like crop her out. There we
The
go.
thing is,
There
I
he
don't even think the shot was that clear on TV.
There we go.
Here, like that. No, it wasn't, and I have it right here in front of me. This was sent to me by Majid,
Screensaver.
one of my Twitter followers, who I very much appreciate because this is a really nice way to wake up this morning. No. Dev's handsome, and Majid, thank you for sending that, and thank you for the sweet tweets that you sent me this morning.
Majid, she's been smiling all evening.
I have.
talking
My
about
day
this
started
picture.
off so great.
We're like,
But-
watch the show.
But serious scandal, right?
Yeah.
So we open up the show. We knew it was coming. You girls were all hoping. I'm not sure if you weighed in on this, but I know the two of you were hoping it was a dream.
Yeah,
I didn't think it
said
was.
that
I
last
think I
week.
said it. History was made that night.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. You did say that last week.
It was.
And the future is going to be made now.
How many
and
times?
It's not good.
Yeah. Could they look at each other though? That whole
Yeah.
episode. That's
Right.
Oh, I know. The
Like,
longing looks across the room.
Wasn't this the episode of awkward moments though?
Yes.
Like I counted at least like 20 times or something where I felt like I was like cringing in
Yeah.
the seat.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So awkward.
Agree.
So Dev and Ivy naked. I'm not telling you to be either, but we're going to stare at each other across the room for the next hour.
Yeah.
Annoying.
Signal me if you found the ring in your room.
I know. And did they really have to meet in person about that?
No. He
Yes,
could've
because
texted
nobody
her.
has phones except at very convenient times on this show.
They talked about the phone a lot this episode.
There was
Maybe they got our
conversation about
note.
We
the
just
phone.
discovered them.
Like, we need to start using a phone. We're in
Yeah.
2012.
Keep with
Yeah.
the times in this episode.
Exactly.
Just for AfterBuzz.
Okay, so I just want to talk about that. So Dev and Ivy slept together. Ivy's a mess. Derek said, "I love you." And then he sleeps with Rebecca, and then all of a sudden she's just heartbroken and a mess and doesn't know what she's doing, doesn't know where she's going.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it was an I love you that she thought it was.
Well, and it's the I love you that I brought in. I had mentioned it. I said, he said, oh, that's why I love you.
Yeah, it was kind of just like, oh, I love you.
Slightly offhanded.
A side comment, yeah.
But as a girl, you want to believe that. I think she was, so when he said it, she's like, oh, he loves me. Like, this is fantastic.
She took it perhaps a little too seriously.
She's got some self-esteem issues in general. And I have to say, Kendra's going to love this, but I'm less and less Team Ivy. Because, especially now that she slept with Dev.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. I think my
Okay. Just, YouTube this later, Kendra. You can listen to it over and over again.
Can't admit it. I have to play that back.
No, yeah, it's just, so rude.
Yeah.
And then she's being so nice to her, but then at the same time, she was a little snippy. Like, why are you still checking your phone? It's like, oh, because I'm checking to see my cheating boyfriend. Make sure he's good.
Well, and the weird thing about it is that she's checking because he was cheating, but not with the person she's talking to about him.
That was a mess.
Because of the whole RJ thing,
Yeah.
and it's that's just awkward.
Yeah, I think Ivy's attitude is coming from it's a projection thing that she's doing. She's so irritated with herself for what she did. So she's staring at Karen. She's like, why are you texting this guy? In her mind, it's because I slept with him. Like,
right, of course, her guilt is coming out. Her
now.
Guilt is coming out, absolutely.
Oh, man.
No question.
It's just a big mess. But hey, this is a really exciting thing to watch, though, for us as viewers. Because there's actually stuff happening
Right,
now.
we finally, they're not resolving a conflict in 90 seconds. Before we go any further, I do want to mention iTunes, and we learned last week that we have many downloads on iTunes. For me, kind of freaked me out a little bit when I heard that number. I don't know about you guys.
What's the number?
Well, it's in the 5 to 6 figures.
Wow.
I'm trying to count zeros in my head. What does that mean?
We have a lot of fans. It's exciting.
Amazing. That is awesome news.
It really helps us when they write in, they comment, and rate us on iTunes. So please, viewers and downloaders, please do rate us and comment on iTunes. We really appreciate it. We do read the comments. And while we're at it, shout out to Adrian on Twitter. Hey, Adrian. Thanks for watching. I know you're watching us.
Yo, Adrian.
So thanks for being the super fan of super fans.
Yes,
we appreciate
and
it.
please tweet Tammy more naked pictures of Dev.
It wasn't Adrian who did it. That was Majid who did that.
Okay.
But anybody
shout out
can
to
tweet
Anybody,
me
either
naked
way.
pictures. Absolutely.
Of Dev.
Of Dev, please. Nobody
Preferably
else.
Yeah, very few people. Yeah.
We're going to start getting tons of naked
Oh my
pictures.
God, you are going to get me so
That's why you have to
in
specify.
The
trouble.
views expressed herein are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz
I'm
TV
going
or
to
its
tweet you
owners or
some
principals.
naked
Not even the
pictures.
host, Sarah. Only Sarah. In
Insert
fact,
Sarah.
tweet Sarah the naked pictures. Don't tweet them to me.
everybody.
Sarah,
I'll
you
blush. I
did-
will get embarrassed.
you
I'm
did do
embarrassed
that.
already.
My Twitter handle is.
Yeah, exactly. It's Sarah Mendoza with an H. Oh, and while we're at it, mine is at Tamara Berg. We've got at Kendra Kabasele, and you are, I can't remember you,
the
I'm sorry.
Fan 2C.
The Fan 2C, that's right. So there we go. Okay, so we've covered some business. All right, let's get back to the show.
Business and
Somebody talk.
pleasure.
I need to drink something.
We're still on Dev, Ivy, and Karen.
I felt so.
Yes, we are.
Karen, even they pushed her even into a bigger good girl category here. She goes to church. She's singing. She's forgiving everybody. She's helping Ivy. She's helping Dev. She's helping Rebecca.
Well,
It's made her a saint.
they did, but I think it all just has everything to do with the fact that she doesn't know what's going on. She doesn't know that she's being cheated on multiple times. She's being betrayed by people all over the place. She's
So sad.
It is. It's tragic.
And now
poor
that tech's
girl.
over, she can focus on people. So I think she's making up for the last week. She's like, I have tech.
I've got tech. I just wonder, I'm trying to remember back to last week when Dev met Ivy. He hadn't had too many drinks or anything, right?
Well, they were at a bar.
I'm sorry, I always have to get back into No, because it didn't seem, I don't know, realistic that, he
That they would
meet
fall
her.
into bed together?
Yeah, it didn't. No matter how, in despair he felt, it just didn't seem real, that part, to me.
Because they weren't even
Right.
flirting with each
No.
other. It was just, hey,
It was like,
it's you,
If
it's
anything,
you.
I
it
can
would have
get
been
back at-
RJ.
yeah.
That would have made much more sense. They've been flirting the whole season. And where did RJ go in this episode?
Well, they're in
too?
Boston
in-
now.
yeah.
They're in
Oh,
Boston,
okay.
and she's still in New York. Thank goodness.
Because I thought she was going to knock on the door like she usually does.
probably would have.
Hey, Dev, I have nothing better to
Well,
do
just speaking to
right
that,
now.
Kendra, I think it was just really
you know, I guess what they're doing is that Dev is sort of going off the rails. Because he messed up with RJ. He tried to guilt propose to Karen, who wouldn't take it, and then and was all messed up because of that. And so now he's sleeping with Ivy, and it sort of doesn't make sense, I think, is my point.
But I think it would have made more sense for the storyline if he had had more drinks, or if he wasn't really in his right mind.
Well, for sure.
In meeting her.
For sure.
Especially coming off of what he did with RJ.
Well, they did meet in a bar, so I mean, maybe he was.
I mean,
yeah, they didn't show it. If that's what happened,
maybe.
they didn't show it, and he didn't wake up with a headache or looking all sloppy or anything.
No, they didn't at all.
Good.
and the
they woke up
initial
glowing.
connection was just
With their cell phones next to each other on the ground.
was just recognizing, oh, you're Ivy, oh, you're Dev. Let's get back at whoever. She was getting back at Derek. He was getting back at Karen. I don't know.
So
it was all sober.
What are your thoughts?
It just seemed like an intentional liaison. Like I didn't feel right about the whole, I don't know. For him to feel bad.
You didn't feel like they were justified in doing it, is sort of what you're saying. I mean, not that we all agree that it was a slimy thing to do. But sometimes you can kind of go, well, he does beat her, or well, she is, whatever it is. So there can be some justification.
Something
There's just no justification in this.
Yeah, something was missing. There's nothing to bridge that gap for me. I'm not comfortable with it.
I hear you.
That's true.
Thank you.
I hear you.
Just wanted to say.
Yeah, no, that's,
I could go on.
I know.
But
I think that's good. But so then Ivy is still really dealing with her guilt in all of this, because then she comes up to Karen later and says, "You're so good."
Yeah.
No, you're good. No, you're awesome.
Yeah.
No, I think you're awesome.
It has to be exhausting, doesn't it?
And that moment where, Karen comes up to her during rehearsal and Karen is expressing concern for her, and she's like, please, Ivy's like, if you're gonna be nice to me right now, I'm just gonna fall apart. Please don't be nice to me right now.
Mm-hmm.
So she's
dropping hints,
feeling very guilty. And then I think later on when she is, for me, her complimenting Karen is just that she's realizing, oh my God, I messed up this really good girl's life. She's an amazing singer. Mm-hmm. She has everything going for her.
Yep.
And I just basically screwed her by screwing her boyfriend, her fiance.
Literally. Right.
Yeah, so I think it was more like guilt when she's complimenting, not like, oh, I'm trying to make up for it now. I think it was more so like, oh crap.
Trying to make herself feel better.
Yeah.
And backwardsly apologizing.
Something like that, yeah.
And that's where I feel like she wouldn't have done it in her right mind. And she wasn't drunk, I don't think. When
Done what? Slept with Dev?
Yeah.
I think it was more her to do that with him than him to do that with her. Like, I could see her doing it just because, Karen's been with Rebecca and she thought maybe they kind of, even though Karen said they weren't, that she knew about it. And, Dev, though, no right with Karen. Yeah. Not that he has a right with anybody else, because he doesn't. But at least with RJ, there's history. I mean, Ivy, it's like, oh, I'm going to sleep with Karen's rival because I kissed another girl, and this would be great.
It was like a might as well. I already screwed up. Let's do some more damage.
Like, it doesn't seem to get back at Karen, unlike Ivy, where it could be to get back at Karen because that's her competition, and somebody who's buddy with the girl that's cheating, with Derek.
Yeah,
it sort of
didn't make sense, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we've sort of established that things don't make sense sometimes on this show. I think I'm the one who says it mostly.
Yeah. Do you agree this time, or are you?
Well, that's what I said. I said there was no justification that came up, and so I don't know that it necessarily makes sense or doesn't make sense. But what I would say is that it wasn't a satisfying. It's not been a satisfying arc because there's no sense. It seems senseless. I think is what you're saying.
Because even Karen's, she kind of, forgave Dev for kissing RJ.
Right.
Little does she know he went even further with someone else, so that was awkward.
Right.
And I don't think she'll forgive him for
right.
that
And
extra.
well, and in the end of this episode, he's saying to her, "There's something I want to tell you."
And then her phone rings.
And then the phone rings.
She suddenly
the
has
only time
all
that it
access.
rings.
Exactly at that moment.
Yeah. Well, but that kind of goes back to their history of every conversation was, "Oh, I have something to tell you." "Oh, okay, but me."
Right.
Remember? So
right.
It's kind of reverting to that.
Well, so he's going to tell her.
Do you think he's going to, or do you
I
think
think
he's
he
going
is.
to keep trying, or the fact that he didn't get to this time, he's going to be like,
No.
No, I think he's going to tell her. It's going to eat him up.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of time for him.
I think
you
so,
could
too.
already tell just the remorse that he's feeling,
And then
with all the awkward looks and just staring at Karen while she's rehearsing all the time.
Well, and
that.
but he can't find the ring.
Because
So what do you do about that?
Ivy's room,
I
right?
know. Well,
Well, she gave
Of
him the
all
big
places.
yeah, but
Across the bar.
Do you believe her?
Oh.
Where's my sound effect?
I know. I'm not sure.
You
You
know
know,
what,
quite
she-
frankly, I don't care.
But just you have the picture up.
That's
That's
a terrible
why,
thing to
right?
say.
But
No, you know what? I
on
lost.
now?
I don't have my
Oh,
internet connection, so I just have what I loaded before
What do
we
you guys
started.
think about Ivy's reaction though when she finds out that Dev might be had
Proposing?
proposed or might be proposing to Karen? She was concerned.
Right.
Right?
What? And why do you think she was concerned?
I think it was just like she knows she messed up in the situation and she thinks he's messed up because he was in it. He was in it with her doing that to Karen. And no, Karen doesn't deserve what we did to her.
Wait.
So
So
her-
that's what you think she's thinking?
That's
She's
what-
concerned. Oh my God.
Am
No.
I just trying to
I'm just here to tell you no, that's not what she's thinking.
Still Team Ivy a little bit.
I know.
I think so. Well, I mean, just for this episode where she seems to feel bad about what she's done.
Okay.
I think that's what it is. Sorry if I'm being a little bit naive.
No, she,
tonight.
yes, she probably feels bad. But I have to say, some of the actors in this show are portrayed as so non-actorly because we've talked about this before. Actors tend to be very narcissistic, extremely self-centered and self-focused. The way Rebecca is portrayed, the way Ivy's mom is portrayed, it's all about me, it's all about me, it's all about me. And generally speaking, the more, well, especially on Broadway where it tends to be very cutthroat, the situation is very cutthroat because you've got people literally competing for a role.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to come in and go, gosh, I'm really concerned about you and your situation with him because I slept with him and I don't want him to propose to you because you don't deserve him because I just can't even buy that.
I was thinking she was...
I'm not trying to be all harsh and everything.
No.
I mean, I think that's and I'm not really I'm focusing more at the writers than I am at you, although it sounds like I'm yelling at you. I'm really not. But I get
like
frustrated.
swinging in
I
her
get
chair.
so frustrated with
Crying
this
over
show.
here like, okay, take it back. I'm not that naive.
No, I think it's a very kind perspective for you to have. I just don't think at all that
But that's what she's thinking.
this character would do that or that the writers could be as clever as what you just came up with. Because because it's silly what they do sometimes on this show. I just think it's silly.
Ivy's probably
So
just
I
mad
think
she
it's
lost
extremely
another guy.
generous of you to think that far down the line.
Yeah.
And I think
guess
that
I'm
really
just
says
hoping really
yes. I
hard
think it says lovely things about you, but it's not Ivy and it's not the show.
It's the Team Ivy in me that's
Bless
still
you.
there. That little
You're
slither
so
of hope
kind
that I
and
have.
sweet, and it's not here on the show.
Okay. We'll have
I'm
to
the
play
Karen
back.
of this panel.
We'll have to play back the beginning of the show for her.
Right.
Sometimes.
You're the kind and loving person, and I'm the cynic.
Yeah, I think she's looking at it as, I've gone through all this and nobody loves me, but you're going to propose to her after all,
Yeah.
all the cheating and the...
Yeah, I don't think there's any jealousy. I think it's just her going, crap, there's somebody else who's going to be happy and it's not me.
Right.
And it's
Kind of
always
that.
Karen.
Yeah, and it's always Karen because everything comes to Karen, right? That's what
Right.
she always says.
Guess you're right. Yeah.
She's got his
Of course I'm right. Thank you. I like to be right. Ronnie, do you know what I did today?
What did you do, Tamara?
I have a little tiny mini exercise stair stepper thing, and mine broke, and I'm not kidding. I bought a new one today on Amazon.
That a girl?
I bet I know how you did it.
Via the
AfterBuzz.
AfterBuzz. I really did. I'm not lying. I'm not a big liar. And this is what I did today anyway.
We believe you.
And I can't wait for it to come because I'm really annoyed with my one that's broken.
Your current stepper or
My
whatever you call
current
it?
stair stepper, the left piston runs out of hydraulics at about 15 minutes, and that just doesn't do it for me.
Well, I'm glad you're going to get your new stepper, and we definitely appreciate it here because the studio, as you see, looks really nice, and it takes a little bit of cashola to make. Oh, I like the way you're doing your Vanna White. Okay.
Cashola.
I dig it.
I like that word.
Yeah,
cashola.
so it takes some cashola, and the thing is, like, whatever Amazon purchase you're going to make anyway, just make it through the AfterBuzz website. There's a banner on the right top side. It is called the Amazon Affiliate Program, and it works out for AfterBuzz, and it works out for you to buy your new stepper, like Tammy did.
Yeah.
Stepper.
You may have to bring the stepper in next week.
No, I have other things I'm going to bring in next week. It's the finale. We must do something special.
Oh my gosh, Dev in
Kendra,
next week.
We're gonna get more cupcakes, Kendra.
No,
she's
cupcakes
gonna
don't
bring
really
Dev.
go. There needs to be a theme. I was working on the theme today.
Musical podcast.
Okay, you're in charge.
What about smoothies with
Gonna bring
peanut
in
butter
some-
in it?
Smoothies with peanut
Bring
butter
in some jazz hands.
and jazz hands.
I have those every week, guys.
Well, I'll bring in mine.
Yeah, I was thinking
Give it
about
some of
what to do for the finale, and I think there need to be martinis that we can throw on each other. First of all,
Oh, nice.
and
waterproof.
preferably gin. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm a gin drinker. And smashed potatoes. Those were the two things I came up with.
That's a good one. Mashed potatoes.
Oh, smoothies. We need to make some smoothies.
Right,
With
smoothies.
Peanuts.
No peanut butter.
No peanuts.
Or maybe peanut butter.
I'm good with the peanut
I'm
butter.
okay.
I like it. We can have
Are we
smoothies
allergic?
with the banana with peanut butter. Combine them.
I think we need to get back on track. We're a little off track right now. I want to talk about Julia and Tom.
It's all
Julia
related.
and Tom.
Yes.
Okay, so
BFFs.
So Michael shows up. There's the awkward moment with Leo and Frank staring at him.
Leo liked it.
Yeah, Leo enjoyed the moment, and then it's relatively quickly established that Julia is not speaking to Tom.
She
Like,
says it.
Because she
Really not speaking
She
to him.
speaks it though. She says, "I'm not talking to you."
Right,
Yeah.
I'm
but
not
she's
talking
not
to you.
kidding.
Right.
I've said that before. I'm not speaking to you. I'm not speaking to you. And then, I end up like hugging the person and we end up laughing and talking, whatever it is. She was serious. She was dead
Yeah,
serious, like
yeah.
really not speaking to him
Yeah.
the entire time. So they're, and she's so sourpussed in this too. She's just very serious, very contemplative about. She's trying to figure out the show. She has an idea for the finish of the the problem that they have with the show.
Yeah.
They
She's
go
really
to church.
angry.
She's still not talking to Tom.
She had to be dragged to church.
Really, I just want to get to the conversation that they had, where she confronts him and says,
Why'd you do
"Why'd
this?
you let them bring Michael in? If we had stuck together, they can't
Contractually,
veto us."
Right.
They can't at all. They need them.
Right?
So if Tom would have stood by her,
Right.
what are Derek and Eileen going to do? They're not going to write a musical. And we saw what happened when Derek went outside of it. It was a completely different show.
Yeah.
It was like a
Exactly.
rave.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Rave on a bed.
Okay, so here are the 2 points. Julia, you didn't help me protect my family. You didn't protect me. You didn't stick with me. You screwed up. And Tom, no, you screwed up. You're the one who screwed up your family. I didn't judge you. I didn't, tell you were doing anything wrong. You're the one who screwed up your family. Where do you fall on the argument, ladies? Anyone?
Well,
Kendra, talk it.
well, I think I said it last week that I said the same thing. She messed up, so she can't necessarily put it on, the team to just kind of accommodate her mess up.
Right.
So I agree with Tom in that way.
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree that choosing, it's Michael Swift, right?
Yes.
Was the right thing. He's the only guy who can do it. That's what Tom's argument was also.
Right.
I don't think I agree with that. So I think
So the premise of the argument is something that you're not necessarily behind.
Well, I'm behind the fact that she messed up, but I think he could have, they could have hired somebody else.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Probably. Miss Mendoza?
I agree with Kendra. actually. Wow.
We
usually
disagree. Let's hear this.
Ivy versus Karen. No, I agree with Tom's point of view in this case because, he wasn't the one that, slept with another person that he's not married to. It was Julia that made that mistake. And it's not his job or the production's job and the entire, casting crew's responsibility to make up for that.
But they're partners. They are committed to each other. Tom and Julia are committed to each other. It's a marriage in a way as well.
Yeah, but she betrayed that marriage.
By sleeping with her.
Right, well,
by messing up. I mean, marriage, that
partnership.
Right.
Well, I think they should have had more of a conversation in making that decision because it was sort of like, she was like, we're not going to get Michael. And he was like, we need to get Michael. Like, there was no like, okay, let's talk about our options. So
right.
that's where I disagree with, what happened. But I'm a little bit more on Tom's side in the argument.
And you, Kristin?
I kind of, it's so difficult because their partnership is more than that. And as a friend, you want, they're best friends. I mean,
right.
They even said that
they've worked together
like
forever.
A marriage.
Yes.
So you would hope somebody that you're that close with would stand by you even if you make a poor decision that way. Now, it does cross with the professional, so I don't blame Derek or Eileen, but you would hope that Tom, and I like Tom, and I see where he's coming from, but I'm a little bit more with Julia with this slightly, just because they are good friends, and even if they didn't work together, I think they'd be good friends anyways. Even if they would be good friends. Maybe
Tom and Julia, you mean?
Yeah, like Derek and Julia aren't going to hang out after the production.
True.
Eileen and Julia aren't going to hang out.
True.
But Tom and Julia will, and he's close to the family. I mean, he was crying when Leo was missing the other day. They mix business and personal,
Right. But they choose to mix it, though.
Well, and, my argument was last week I said it was kind of unprofessional that I actually don't remember the point that which side of the fence I was falling on, but I was saying that it was sort of unprofessional that I think Julia was saying, you can't hire this guy because I slept with him. And I felt like that was kind of an unprofessional thing for her to say. But then that exact same argument could be made for Tom and Julia sticking together, that they need to remain professional and keep their professional relationship being the heart of their work and their careers. So they need to hold that, really strongly as well. Yeah. So, and I thought they did a pretty good job within the show of bringing up this argument. He says, you can't blame me. And she says, I do blame you. And, you betrayed me. Well, you betrayed me. Ultimately, I'm on Tom's side. I am on Tom's side. But I think the argument was more compelling and not as easy as a lot of things that they've done throughout the season. And I just appreciated it. I thought it was really interesting. By the end of it, I thought, oh my God, did they break up? Like, was it over? Right? Yeah. And I literally wrote that down. Did they break up? Because I wasn't really sure.
Well, and I think Tom was also thinking of himself professionally in the eyes of Eileen and, his higher ups, Derek. He kind of wanted to stay on their team in terms of staying on, employed.
Right, to preserve his career.
His integrity,
right. And keep the show.
Oh, integrity too, whatever.
But at the same time, he has the potential to fall under her category in, getting into a relationship with Sam.
Right.
Who's, one of the dancers.
Eileen's category, you mean? Is that what you mean? Or do you mean?
No,
with Julia. Oh, okay.
Crossing that line.
Crossing the line between, right.
Because if he gets in an argument with Sam, he may not want to be on the team anymore.
Right. Right.
I don't know. That's just my 2 cents. Plus tax.
At the
Sorry.
At the end.
Oh gosh.
And at the end, they make up. They both say, I'm sorry. Excuse me. I say, I'm sorry.
Did you get a little
choked me. Apparently, it's something I have a hard time saying. I'm so sorry. They but they made up.
Yeah.
It appears they're going to. What? Go ahead. What?
No, I was just gonna say after church,
right.
where the Lord
touched them all.
Yeah.
They just
Sam
stood.
said, "It's not me,
Revelations
it's
all
gone."
around for everybody.
Yeah.
And everybody was there except Eileen,
And
Nick,
Derek.
and Derek. I love when they said, please don't tell me Derek's gonna be here. He would burn when he come in or something.
Yeah.
I really
I like
funny.
that they joked about it, because if they didn't, it would have been one of those things where, like, God, this is so unrealistic that everybody's showing up at the same mass right now. So the fact that they put in a line there when Tom's joking about it, like, gosh, who else did you invite? Don't tell me Derek's coming. Like, it made it, it actually made it work, and it was funny.
Yeah, because up to that point, it was looking silly.
Yeah, I was like, wait a second. How is everybody here right now? I even said that, and then it was funny after you said
I wish somebody would have asked him, because I just want to hear his witty line back, like, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in his British accent. Just be
Yeah.
like, I don't think so. I'm not going in there.
No, because the place will crumble around me. We will all be struck dead.
On that note.
And with that, yes, let's talk about the show. Okay, so the show, Bombshell.
Yeah. Oh, which bombed at the
The
end.
Bombshell bombed.
Yeah.
but before that, it was great.
Right.
Yeah, we liked.
This was this was such a good episode for me because of the music. There was music throughout.
There was. We got little tastes of the ones that we love. History is Made at Night. We got a little bit of that. We got a little bit of the scene between Michael Swift and Rebecca
And is that
in front of the house.
was that the first time we saw that song Smash?
Yes.
Yes.
Which
Yes,
I
it was
thought
the first
was
time.
amazing.
That
And we
was
got
good.
to
Wasn't
see what
it?
we've been waiting for, which is the contrast between Karen and Ivy performing.
Yes.
Doing the push-pull thing, right?
Yes.
Which was really cool. And of course they're both very talented. So that just made for a really good performance at
Right.
the beginning of that
And now
show.
the thing is that I totally agree with you. I love seeing the little bits of the music. We got to see the towel number, which was fun.
Yeah, that was funny.
That was really
We
fun.
got to see Rebecca do the
Let me be your
the
star.
Let me be
grand
your star.
the baby the other one the baby grand the
bit.
secondhand
yeah.
baby grand song which was really interesting. But I know they can't do that every week because you just can't. It's then it's a musical, it's not a TV show. But this piece, Smash, was fantastic with the whole company in it, really cute dancing, fun interplay between everybody, fun song. I really loved it. Did consensus?
I really
everyone?
liked it too.
Agreed.
And it was such a good musical theater piece. I grew up in musical theater. I loved it. So, and the fact that we got another original song, which is kind of why I like this show too. It's not just them singing songs that are already written. I like the fact that they bring in new songs.
a new show or a song every
Exactly.
week.
And this one was so much fun. You got to see them dancing, and
Yes.
Yeah.
it was a good ensemble piece, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I agree.
I miss Tom though as the guy. Just put him on stage.
Yeah,
I
but
like
but
that
that
about-
guy was good too.
He
from
was good.
today.
Mm-hmm.
So it was
was
cool to
good.
see it fully staged this time with
It really was. It was
real
so great
half,
to see that.
half nakedness and towels going on
Right.
there.
We love the nakedity on the
I was
AfterBuzz,
waiting
don't
for
we?
it.
Yeah, I know.
Speaking of the
theme
music,
today.
though, what did you guys think about Angelica Houston?
I liked that number, I have to say. So I knew it was coming. They've been talking about it for a couple of weeks that the September song was going to come out, and that Angelica was going to be singing it. And she started doing the talking singing, and
And we were all worried for.
and
a
you guys
second,
know
right?
I do vocalize as we're watching this show. We all sort of make our comments, and mine was rather snide. The pianist started bringing in the music, and then she started actually singing, and I said, thank goodness, because if she was going to talk the whole thing, it was really going to be annoying.
Another awkward moment
Yeah.
from the show, right?
Yeah. But I thought it was really lovely.
And
It was very
to
charming.
her too, or she's
singing
singing
to
to him.
him.
Excuse me, take that reverse.
To
it.
Nick, yeah.
They're the only happy couple right now.
Yeah.
They're very cute.
Except for Tom and Sam, they're also another happy couple. But
That's true.
yeah, but no, I agree. They're a very charming element.
Did you
to
like the number?
show. Yeah, I did. At first, I was like, "This is awkward." When she was just breathily talking.
She's like, she's an Academy Award winner. You don't want to diss her. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, it's Angelica Houston. She won
Yeah.
supporting.
But
I
then
don't want her singing.
she did her thing when the music really picked up and she started singing. I
And she's
thought it was
obviously
really
not in the
great.
category that Megan Hilty and Catherine McPhee are.
No,
But like Uma Thurman, actually, if it's heartfelt and you have a little bit of something behind it, you can pull it off. And that's exactly what I thought they did with this song.
Well, Uma Thurman's been in a musical. She was in The Producers.
Yeah. But she's not, again, she's not in the category of Megan Hilty and Catherine McPhee. She can carry a tune. She can definitely sing, but I wouldn't call her, a singer.
A smash.
Necessarily.
Not
necessarily a smash, for sure.
But she did pretty well on Let Me Be Your Star tonight, I thought.
Yes, she did.
She was actually belting there.
I was waiting for her to maybe just break a little bit or do a voice crack of some sort. just because she looked nervous. And obviously she said that she was.
Right.
And I was expecting a little bit more of that showing. But she is she's been an actress forever. She's a huge star. So
I really liked the Baby Grand, the secondhand Baby Grand number. And, we've seen it before, but we didn't see it staged, we didn't see it costumed, and we didn't see all of it. We just saw a little tiny bit of it. But I thought it was really touching.
Yeah. Well, no, I thought it was touching, but I still have Ivy's performance of it stuck in my head.
Yes.
And that was really touching to me.
Yes.
And I was comparing in my head, so it wasn't as touching for me.
I definitely can see that.
For tonight, at least.
Yeah, for sure. The other thing about Bombshell, the show, is that there was the reluctant and very lackluster applause at the end of the show.
It was kind of a weird way to end, too, because you're waiting,
she just dies.
She died. But then she looked like she was going to fall off the bed, and then she didn't. I kept you're
waiting
for her to fall, and her head's just
And that's the thing. The audience, the live audience was confused as well, which is why they didn't clap, because they didn't know it was over. You have to tell your audience what to do somehow when you're doing these things. And so that was clearly implausible alert again. Tom and Julia would never have let that happen in the show this way.
Yeah.
But in order for the rest of this episode to get done, of course, they had to have some sort of a...
Yeah.
I was really hoping a light was going to fall on Ellis and that he was going to be smashed in the head
airlift
him to Cleveland Hospital to await his recovery. But I didn't get my wish. The other song that we need to talk about is Stand.
Just Stand. Yeah, that was my
And I
favorite.
think all of you just need to talk about it because you guys were just... loving it.
That was my favorite of this episode. But because I know the song and
anytime you have a gospel choir backing you up, it's going to be powerful. It's going to be fabulous, right?
And the goosebumps. Yeah.
That was so it's not an original. I just looked it up.
No, it's not. It's Donnie McClurkin.
Church favorite.
McClurkin.
It's a church song indeed.
Gospel singer.
It was nice to hear Sam.
It was fantastic hearing Sam sing. I liked that a lot.
Him and Tom are going to have a duet at some point.
That's
coming.
So.
I hope, anyways.
If not in the episode, hopefully they just include it on the CD or the whatever.
Bonus track.
Yeah, bonus track.
They just released the CD for Smash on iTunes, the whole one. Right. Instead of just doing the singles, which I have some.
Me too.
She actually has the whole thing.
Maybe twice.
But he's got some chops. He's really good.
Yeah,
I really enjoy it.
And he has such a light about him. He's so attractive to he's magnetic. You really want to watch him whenever he's doing something. So it was wonderful to see him be featured in a song and let him really do his thing. I love that.
Yeah, and the back and forth between him and Karen in that performance, they were jumping together. It was just so cute the way that they did it. I loved it.
Just going back to the show Bombshell, the other thing that I wanted to say was one of the things that I thought, and this is the directing of the episode. I really enjoyed watching the audience watch the show. Not at the awkward times. That's not actually what I was thinking of. But when it was going well and you see an audience member and the lights from the stage are coming on them and they're enjoying it and they're into it. And it's got to be an incredibly exciting experience to be at a preview for a huge Broadway show. This could potentially be a smash. And watching that, and then also watching the curtain call at the end. Again, not the awkwardness part of it, but just sort of that sense of being in the theater. I thought was beautifully directed, and I really enjoyed that part of the show because it made you kind of feel a little more connect. Because that's been my complaint for most of the series, most of the season, is I don't feel connected to what's going on in the show. And I don't need to go over my criticisms anymore, but this was a time where I did feel connected, and I loved that about the episode.
Just a moment of the applause always gets to me with Broadway productions, because you think about all the hard work and obviously the drama that's gone into making the show, and that was their moment.
Yes.
Like, we've done it.
Do you know what gets me every time? Every time is a curtain call.
Yes.
Every time. I could be at a 6th grade show and I cry during curtain calls. Every single time. I was in theaters a couple weeks ago, at a show I didn't really particularly like, but still, when they came out, it just gets to me because I think the giving of applause is a really wonderful thing to do. It's it's heartfelt and all of that, and I'm a big sucker for that. And like you say, it's a culmination of not just that night, but many months of work and practice, and so many people's talents coming together. It's just
exactly. It's like whether the show is good or bad, it doesn't matter in that moment. We're all artists, and we're all trying our darndest to put this thing on for you.
Amen, sister.
Amen. We're at church here right now, just like in Smash tonight.
I think we are ready to go to perhaps a commercial now.
Yes, we are.
Let's do it.
AFTERBUZZ TV. Hi, I was once like you. A lazy, angry loner whose only joy was watching TV and surfing the net. And, like you, after I'd see one of my favorite TV shows, I'd be so excited and have so many questions that I'd actually have to talk to my douchebag coworkers about it at the water cooler. Then I discovered AfterBuzzTV.com. AfterBuzz TV produces after-show webcasts and podcasts for TV series of all kinds, like post-game wrap-up shows for all your favorite TV shows. AfterBuzz TV hosts are industry insiders who break down episodes of shows, take calls from fans, and interview cast and crew from each series, with over 60 different after shows, from Boardwalk Empire to American Idol to Vampire Diaries to Real Housewives, and more. Now, after a night of TV, I can ignore my stupid coworkers, who I hate, and go straight to my desk and watch or listen to all my favorite AfterBuzz TV after shows, and have all the TV fan interaction I need. Thank you, AfterBuzz TV. AfterBuzz TV. What do you want to buzz about?
Well, I would like to buzz about a lot of things, but
my favorite part.
Holy cow. I'm having technology challenges tonight. My technology is failing me. I can't get a good internet connection here, so we don't have our chat roll. Adrienne, sorry, and anybody else who might be writing on the chat. We can't get a good connection. So let's go into some news. We have a little bit of news, not a lot, but a little.
AfterBuzz TV News.
So
Miss Kristin, you're up.
Christian Borle, if I'm saying that properly, he was nominated for a Tony for supporting in the production Peter and the Starcatcher. Whoop! So he plays this character. It's basically a pirate that's being in the Peter Pan one. He was talking about it. There's an interview. Yeah, my connection keeps going off as well too.
Wait, is this the Dave Barry book that was? Oh, I'm going to sound like a complete idiot if I got this wrong. But I'm quite sure I've read this book, and I believe it's a young adult book. I really hope I'm right. If I am, then I'm a genius, and if I'm wrong, I'm an idiot. So I'm one or the other, but I'll smile doing it no matter what. So nominated for a Tony. The Tonys come up in...
I believe that's June, and it's hosted by Neil Patrick Harris for the 3rd time
Yay!
again. Who I love. If he does another number with Hugh Jackman, I'm going to be in heaven.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's exciting. That's really exciting.
Yeah, he's got, Marilyn on Broadway. You got Smash going on, and an actual Broadway Tony, which I think will be interesting. If Marilyn makes it to Broadway, will they bring in the Tonys on the show?
What do you mean? Would I bring in?
Oh, like as an episode. Yeah. Make that an episode.
Oh. There are too many layers to that. I can't follow it all.
It was like Inception. We were like, that was interesting. Layer
the Broadway, the Tony. Just trying to Christopher Nolan everything.
Yeah, I can't follow that, but I think I'm pretty sure I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I don't know. Other news, Lady, you had something, didn't you?
It was just chatter about the upfronts and, just reading.
Can you explain
comments.
what the upfronts are? Because a lot of our viewers don't know what that is.
It's basically it's the time when certain shows are up front for.
Well, it's when networks
are considering shows for the next season.
Exactly, and so there's it's a convention. It's a big hootenanny.
Junkets, etc. So I was just kind of reading online and saw some of the people commenting on that and commenting that Smash, it'll be back and that it just kind of needs some help with a little bit of the flaws. I think we talked about that during the season.
Yes.
And then it'll be better. It's debatable, but I think we're excited that it's coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the things that I was reading was, I read a few things today, and one of the things that people were saying consistently, because we don't get to see advance episodes, but some reviewers do. And so for the past few days, people have been saying that this episode and the finale are back to what Smash was in the pilot. So we all really enjoy. Am I speaking for everybody when I say we enjoyed this episode? Yeah. And we already know there are going to be several cliffhangers next week. So that's pretty exciting.
It has to be a 4-hour finale for to be satisfied.
I know, right?
And at least it's made a comeback because now it's enough to get people to want to tune in for next season.
Right.
Rather than just staying at that lower level that it was at.
Right.
Nobody's going to come back.
Right, because the buzz will happen after this week that everybody should watch the finale because it's the show's getting back to being what it was, what we were all hoping for. Yeah. One of the reviewers I read was saying that he was saying, I know the show's coming back and I sort of have a wish for it. And I really agree with this. He talked about how it should be a chorus line meets upstairs, downstairs. So you get what's going on backstage, sort of the behind the scenes, the downstairs of upstairs, downstairs. And then what's happening on stage, what's happening, that everyone can see. And some of that, the juxtaposition and the dovetailing of those two things, I think hasn't really worked this season, but I'm looking forward to it really working next season. Yeah. The other thing, and this is going to kind of start to move us into predictions, that one of the reviewers was saying that going into season 2, that the thing that would be best for Smash is to have a major purge on the show. Almost like what they've done with American Horror Story. And I don't know if any of you follow the show, but basically what they've done with American Horror Story is they've kept the title and like 3 actors, and then they've just wiped away everything else. Wow. So it's almost like a brand new show when they're coming back on season 2. And this reviewer was suggesting that would be a really good thing to do with Smash. And I have one to recommend as the first one you kill. But I think I know. And again, somebody mentioned Ellis, arguably the worst character on all of television.
Oh. We can bring in new actors pretty easily into a production, so you could get rid of some people and bring in new storylines with another, like just have a new casting.
For sure. It would be relatively easy to do, and it'll be really interesting to see. So let's talk about some predictions now.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV prediction.
It's going to be our finale.
It is.
So there's all sorts you craziness could happen. Kendra, you are always leading us with predictions.
Am I?
I think you.
I didn't slip this time.
You didn't. We went a little bit into it with some of the Rebecca stuff, but
yeah.
What do you have
One thing
for
I
us?
predict on your behalf is that Ellis won't be on the on the theme picture. Oh wait, he is there. Oh, he's in the shadows.
Is he?
He is
Oh, yeah.
For a second.
Because what happens?
Sam.
Because Eileen says, Ellis, you're fired.
Yes.
Yeah, finally.
Well, he snipped at her earlier, so if I was her,
but what I
get him
predict
out.
is he
should have been
being
fired
because he is the one who put the peanuts
Yes.
in the shake.
Yes.
Because he was the only one who knew, right? Was he the only one?
No, but he was the one who was connected to making the shakes.
No, I know, but who knew?
No, a lot of people knew about the
Everybody knew,
peanuts.
I think, yeah.
Because there was
it was just the people in the reception area or something that day. I feel like.
No, but remember there was conversation about how she had to go get potato chips that were not cooked in peanut oil, and there was kind of a more public conversation about that.
That's true.
So, but I agree with you. I think Ellis is going to get fired for that. There's so many reasons why we could fire him, but there's that. But what else? I mean,
I think
the show's going to open, which has been my prediction for like 10 weeks. I think opening night will be. Yeah, thank you.
Dev is going to tell Karen.
He will tell her, yes.
Karen's going to fight with Ivy. Maybe physically. Just kidding. No, maybe not. Yeah, so I think Dev's going to tell Karen. Karen's going to call out Dev. And it's going to be a cliffhanger right there.
It's going to be something like Karen walks away from the show then, or...
Right, we're going to have to see who's going to be the strongest. Who's going... Because it's going to come down to one of the two of them, right?
I don't think she'll walk away. I think she's going to... It'll give her fire to try harder.
Who?
Karen, once Dev tells her the news.
So she's going to steel herself and resolve to become the star that she is?
Yeah. Just stop kind of crumbling after everything happens and just be strong and take it to the next level.
Okay, so who's
going to get a pep talk from Rebecca or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
So prediction of who will be Marilyn next week in the opening night of the show. You say, Karen. Mm-hmm. You say.
Well, I say
there are only two choices.
I say Karen with the option of them using both of them.
Okay.
That's what I say too.
Karen with Karen with possibly Ivy.
Both of them, yeah.
I kind of tend to think Ivy will, but I hope Karen does. That's
a good prediction.
I'm not changing from Team Karen. I'm sticking with that. I don't know what they're going to do with Ivy though. If she's not the star of the show, I don't know what will happen there. Any other quick predictions?
Well,
anybody?
Because she feels bad, so maybe she'll just bow down to the, become second fiddle and be okay with it because of all the nonsense she's caused.
Or that'll be the cliffhanger. We don't find out who actually is opening night. We just see a bunch of competition, and then it's
been done before. It's been done before.
Then we're back to square one.
Yeah.
And then the two girls are going to come in again for the auditions next week.
I don't know. I would find that relatively unsatisfying. So I hope they don't do it that way, but they could. It's been done many times before on The West Wing. We did not know who the president was by the end of the season.
I just want to see more Karen and Derek. We didn't see them much, like the last couple of episodes interacting.
RJ's going to come back. That's something. We hope not, but
I hope they get good cell service in Manhattan for the rest of the next season. That's what I think. Well, I think we are done here. Karen, will you please give us again your Twitter handle? I mean, Karen.
Let me be your star.
Kristen, please give us your Twitter handle.
Follow me at Twitter, TheFan2C.
I can remember it. Okay. Ms. Kendra.
At Kendra Kabasele, KendraKabasele.
Miss Sarah.
At Sarah Mendoza, SarahMendoza.
Please follow me at Tamara Berg and also look at my website, tamaracentral.com. This is it. We will see you next week for the finale, where we will be drinking martinis and eating smashed potatoes.
Yes.
So we'll see you next week.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.